Alright, we're back in the version 1.4 Memory of Chaos. We're running stage 7 today, and our main character here is going to be Qingque. She's an amazing unit in this first Memory of Chaos buff, because every time she uses her skill, that acts as a consecutive action, so she increases her chance to freeze the enemies, and she's just one of the best 4-star units for this Memory of Chaos. Her supports are going to be Dan Heng, just because he's great at dealing with bosses through a single target damage, and Asta, just because her speed buff is really nice when you're dealing with the Gatekeeper, and just helps with making sure he never enters the sanction mode. Our support is going to be Lynx, because her AoE cleanse is really useful for the Guardian Shadow. Then she also has the elemental advantage, so she does chip with her basic attacks. If you want to run Natasha or someone else, you can also switch Lynx to Team 2 to help deal with the Ascended's damage over times. For Team 2, we're going to run Sushang, just because she also benefits really majorly from this Memory of Chaos buff, because she does act consecutively through her ultimate, so she, is really good here. Her supports are going to be Serval and Yukong. If you don't want to run Yukong or you just don't have her built, Qingque's another great option, just because she does have the elemental advantages and pairs fairly well with Sushang. But since Yukong is free and she works well enough, I will bring her along just because she's a little bit more approachable. And then we finish the team off with Natasha. Alright, we're not actually going to generate a tile on this first turn, because we want to make sure that she's using her skill as many times as possible, and using the talent there is counterintuitive. And we start off with Asta's technique just to give us a head start on our stacks. So, if you don't know, Gatekeeper, while he's not in sanction mode, will just spam an AoE attack and increase his sanction rate with every action. And then when he is in sanction mode, he just uses 2 single target attacks in a row for 2 turns. In previous Memory of Chaoses, I've used our enhanced basic here to kind of avoid sanction mode entirely, but we don't really have to do that here, because we can just freeze the boss and just make sure it just never gets an action. Alright, and then we'll use our ult here. There we go. And we might as well just do this. It's only the first boss, so I'm not worried about who breaks it as much. Do this, and we're actually just gonna wait till our next turn so that we can use our Asta skill into her ultimate, which will give us a few attack buffs and also activate Dan Heng's passive. Now I'm not really gonna worry about the boss. It's gonna die to damage over time with its next action, so I'll try to generate a few skill points. And yeah, pretty easy stage 1. For the Guardian Shadow, she's also pretty simple. She's just going to use a basic attack into her skill or tranquil or silence bands or whatever they're called, which prevent your actions by a little bit. And then on her second turn, she'll either use a basic attack first, or she'll use the ban if you've cleansed all your bans from the previous turn into her splash damage. Then for turn 3, she's going to use, again, her single target into her ultimate, Thunderstorm Condemnation, which is her very scary bounce attack. We're going to be focusing on the Gatekeeper for this fight, just because he's a little bit more annoying, and that is also annoying. Okay. So yeah, we can actually... Ooh, that sucks. Can actually use Lynx's ultimate here to cleanse those bans that the boss inflicts, so we don't really have to worry about them as much. I'm gonna switch targets over here, just so that we... Ooh. Well, that was a little dumb of me. Okay, well, it worked out in the end. So obviously you would not want to activate its sanction mode there, and you'd want to use a basic attack instead of a skill. I was a little dumb there and wasn't thinking ahead there. We can still make it work just because we can stun lock the boss well enough, so we can recover. But yeah, and fortunately, Dissociation does actually burn its turns, so it's already out of sanction mode and it didn't even get a move, which is just great for us. Although it's obviously not reliable. Okay, so let's focus on the Guardian Shadow. The other guy's just gonna die to the damage over time, so we don't really have to worry about it. And we'll build up the entanglement stacks a little bit more. There we go. And yeah, it's a pretty simple fight. Alright, for this next fight, unfortunately all of our units have the offensive talents. I'm going to start it out with... I'll go Sushang. Other options could be Yukong for her buff, or Natasha for her debuff. But yeah, I just went with Sushang because why not? Okay, so the Ascended, yeah, does that single target into the splash attack. Then I think she goes single target, or no, she goes a bounce attack into her charge up. Then on turn 3 is her very scary attack, where she inflicts the max recoverable HP debuff that she's been charging up, and then goes back into a single target. She's a pretty simple boss, honestly. We might as well use this. Sushang's gonna be moving next. I'll actually just use a basic attack here. Okay, that actually worked out great for us. There we go. And now let's buff up. And I do think I'm gonna kill with Sushang here, probably. Something different from previous Memory of Chaoses is that I did make Sushang skill attack focused by giving her this subscribe for more. Whereas I was using the... what is it? The simulated universe Lyco before. I just want to test out how good it is, just because Sushang's skill is really powerful. So I think it will be really good for her, honestly. Because yeah, that's hitting pretty hard, honestly, for a 4-star skill. Oh yeah, and the consecutive action thing does give them increased damage, so... You know, Sushang just has a lot of buffs for this stage. And we'll finish this off here. Yeah, close. Okay, we'll just use Natasha's skill, whatever. And obviously we're not always gonna get the 96% from having a full ult, but we do definitely get it here. And we're gonna focus on the Ascended. For Gepard, his first turn... Oh, I didn't know those carried between waves. Anyways, his first turn he uses 2 single target attacks. His second turn he's gonna do a summon into a shield, which shields all his allies from 1 attack. Then his third turn he finishes off with whatchamacallit is Frigid Waterfall, which is his massive AoE attack. It's a lot more scary in the simulated universe, but it is, or I guess it does still pose a little bit of a problem here, but it's not as scary as it is in simulated universe. It's even close, honestly. Okay, great. We'll do this. We're actually going to break with Serval. I have her on a hybrid break set, so her break damage is probably the best on the team. And yeah, we just want to make sure the Ascended goes down, because her wind shear is super annoying, and I don't want to deal with it. Okay, and now let's use our heal here.
Ready to jam.
And we can use her ult. She's pretty much dead.
The wind is rising.
I guess I'll weakness break Gepard.
No more playing nice.
And now we'll hold hard focus Gepard here. I think that we might actually be able to kill him. If we could here. Yeah. So yeah, I've been liking Sushang on this new light cone, honestly. It's really nice. And that's the 7th stage. I'd say it's a pretty easy stage since it is, or the elements are centered around 2 of the best units for this Memory of Chaos buff. Like, I'd say they're even better than the featured character Jing Liu, because she only gets her action advanced once every 4 or 5 turns. whereas Sushang is getting it like every other turn, and then Qingque's obviously advancing her action multiple times per turn. So yeah, honestly, I think they're some of the best units for this buff, and I'm really happy they're 4 stars. For this next stage, it looks interesting. Obviously Herta, maybe Herta, Hook, Yukong are just gonna sweep this first stage. Second stage, yeah, Dan Heng. Wait, it's pretty much just the 10th stage of the other Memory of Chaos. Wonder if he's gonna be alone. Probably not. Oh yeah, Dan Heng's also gonna sweep there. Stage 8 isn't as scary as stage 10, so it should be a pretty easy fight. I've been hearing a lot about stage 9 and 10, so I am looking forward to doing those. Anyways, for the rest of this video, it's pretty much just going to be the relic stats for anyone curious about the substats and the trace levels and all that. Anyways, I'm going to mute now. Thanks for watching.